What's up, and welcome back to the Scuffed Ass Podcast for episode number 279. I'm tired. That's Wonder. He's there. How you doing, Wonder?
I've had better days.
Yeah? Work a pain or...
Yeah.
Nah.
Kind of had a rough weekend, a rough Monday. Yeah. It's been a few days.
I don't know. The rough parts, you want to talk about them, or are they off podcast conversation?
No, I can talk about them.
Okay. Say some words.
They just pissed me off. So I had my last Friday off for one of my Phoenix Fridays.
Yep.
And I had to go to my very first chiropractor
Oh, right.
appointment. Yeah. So that was interesting. Apparently I've had a lot of issues with my back for a very long time. Pretty painful when he did some stuff. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. We got done in the bigger town to the east of us, and came home. And apparently, the day before that, I did I tell you I got a mower?
No?
So last week, a guy gave me a mower for free that I work with. He got a new mower, and he's like, "Hey, do you need a mower?" And I was like, "Well, does it run?" He goes, "I don't know. The last person that ran it was my dad, and he's gone now." So, he wasn't sure. So I was like, "Well, I mean, if you're just gonna give it away, I mean, I'll take it, and if it runs, it runs. If not, whatever, I'll get rid of it, you know." And so I bought a $44 service kit for it, and serviced it with a new air filter, spark plug, oil, all the good stuff. And battery was dead on it, which makes sense because it hasn't been ran in a few years. And so went and got a new battery, which was like $46 or something like that. Started it up, didn't take much, ran good. So that was on Thursday. Then I had my chiropractor stuff in town Friday. Friday night when I got home, I started to mow, and I got a little ways into mowing, and the pulley above my left blade, so basically you have a spindle and a spindle housing, and there's a rod that goes up, and it's got like gear teeth on it, and your pulley has, the little grooves for the gear teeth, and you just push the pulley and fits right on there, and then you tighten the nut down on top, and the gears had been eaten away over the years, and it probably because it's an older Craftsman mower, so when you engage blades, you can't go in reverse or it'll kill the machine. So you have to disengage the blades in order to back up. So where I'm living right now, you have to pull in, mow, and then there's places where you pull in, you have to disengage the blades, back out, engage the blades, pull in, disengage the blade. So I was doing that repeatedly, and I think it wore through the teeth doing that. And so it would just grind. It was growling at me and stuff. So I shut it off, and I went and spun the pulley, and the pulley's not supposed to spin without the blade, and the pulley was just sitting there spinning, and the blade wasn't spinning. So I was like, shit. So I was like, well, this mower's shot. So I was like, that's fine. Next day, so on Saturday, I was like, I'll go get my dad's mower to finish up. So I go get my dad's mower, bring it, have to load it on a trailer, bring it to my place, unload it. And I get like 3 passes in. And I hit like a clod, like a dirt clod. And next thing I know, I look over and I'm like spitting dirt out, you know. I'm like, what the hell? And I look back and there's like grooves in the ground. I'm like, what the hell? So I shut the mower off and I look under the mower and I could see the blade and it has like a 90-degree angle. It looks like this. And it was just digging into the ground. So it was bent like a mofo. So went to town, bought 2 new blades, had to take the deck off, replaced the blades on it, started mowing again, whole ass process. And I'm going along mowing, minding my own business. Fairly nice day, kind of hot. Goddamn tree branch comes out of nowhere and smacks me in the side of the head and causes my ear to bleed. So I'm like, it's not even windy out. What are the odds this branch decided to fall at the very perfect moment to hit me in the head? So whatever, pissed me off. Continue mowing. I finally got done mowing. Took me like 3 days to get done mowing. So that was my weekend. So I kind of I was in a grouchy mood over the weekend, partially because I was in pain. My back wasn't feeling very good either. So anyway, got through the weekend, get to today. I go to work, busy fucking day. Most of the guys were out north working on a pump, and I was stuck on camp. And there's like a bajillion contractors around right now, and they just had me running around like a chicken with my head cut off, trying to open buildings for them and do this and that. And then I had the HVAC guy needed help with some stuff, and so I was stuck helping him for majority of the day. And then finally, this project I've been working on since the week before was this urinal, and we had to drill out the wall. Basically, it was so plugged full of chew and gum and rust that it had like solidified, and even our spade bit on our are you there?
Yeah, I can still hear you. Everything's fine. My computer exploded. Keep going. It does
Okay.
this
I was like,
sometimes. It's fine.
Is it my end?
No, it's fine.
But
Everything's
anyway,
fine. Continue.
couldn't get through it with the spade bit. So ended up having to drill the concrete out, use a sledgehammer, make a hole, and remove the pipe that was plugged, replace the pipe. And these guys up at the airport, they were asking us like, well, how long is this going to take? And both Tyler and I said it's going to take a while, because we had to remove concrete, basically cinder blocks, and redo the plumbing and stuff. So they're like, okay, whatever. So a couple days later, I come in and I start working on it. I had to go in and build it up with concrete. Well, every time you do stuff like that, once you get it built up, you have to let the concrete cure for 24 hours. So it's hard enough to work on. And so did the concrete the one day, come back the next day, which was a Wednesday, and took a mortar and built it up with mortar a little more, and then smoothed it up, made a nice and smooth surface, and then got to give that 24 hours to dry. So I left and came back, and this is Thursday. This was still Wednesday. I left and came back the afternoon to let them know that, hey, this is going to have to dry until the next day. And the guy pops off with, well, you guys told me it was going to be done Tuesday. And we're like, neither Tyler or I said that it was going to be done Tuesday. We told him that, hey, it's going to be a long time. before this gets done because it takes so long for things to dry. And so I was like, well, I'll work on it. I'll try to, work on it tomorrow, see how far I can get. Maybe we might be able to get it done this week. And I said, I don't know yet. So anyway, Thursday rolls around. We had some urgent work orders come up and priority stuff and wasn't able to make it up there. So I go through the whole Friday, Saturday, Sunday, get to today, and I'm busy all morning, and I get there after lunch, right? And I go in there, and I carry all my stuff in and get it sat down, and I get another phone call from these contractors, and they need to let into another building. So I was like, okay, I got to run and do that real fast where I start on this grout and tile adhesive and stuff like that. And so I go down, and I'm headed out go out of the bathroom, and I'm headed out the hallway, and the same guy that was making comments the week before was like, "Where are you going?" And I was like, "Well, I got to go unlock a building for these contractors. I'll be back." And he's like, "Yeah, that's what you said last week." All snarky and stuff. I'm like, so I stopped going out the door, turned around, walked up to him. I said, "Well, we had priority things going on last week, and you're pretty low on the totem pole. So, sorry about it." And I turned around and walked out and went and unlocked building, came back and put the tile adhesive on, put up the tile, and looks decent, my first time tiling. So whatever. I thought it looked pretty good for never doing it before. And technically, I'm supposed to, after I put the tile on the adhesive, I'm supposed to let it dry for 24 hours and then come in and use a scraper tool and grout it.
Yeah.
And I was, nice and decided to go with my finger and just go along each and every crack and grout it with my finger, which takes a lot more time and effort. And so anyway, did that, sponged it. So that's all Gucci, looks good. And oh yeah, and I forgot to tell you, when I first got into the bathroom, it smelled like pee, like really bad.
Nice.
I'm like, why does it smell like pee in here so bad?
Because men don't know how to hit the toilet.
Yeah, so I come around the corner, and so like you come around the corner, and you make another right-hand turn, and then there's like a little stall area where the urinal hung that I'm working on, and then there's an actual like toilet stall to the left of that. And I look down at the ground, and there's this big old pool of water. And I'm like, and it's right where I'm working. And I'm like, what the fuck? Where's all this water coming from? Because the urinal's all shut off and there's no water coming from there.
They'd just been peeing on the floor, hadn't they?
I think that's I'm pretty sure they're like, oh, well, if they're not going to fix the urinal, we're just going to piss on the floor. That'll show them. But I can't prove it. There's no way I can prove it. Like, unless I were to like swab it and put it into a cup or something. Who's gonna test it? Like,
pay somebody to test it. Figure out exactly who it belongs to.
Right. But anyway,
then rub their nose in it.
So, but I checked around the toilet because I was like, well, maybe the toilet's leaking now. So I like check around the toilet, check all the valves, everything, bone dry. So I'm like, are these people peeing on the floor? Like, I can't prove that it was pee, but it's like, what else? Where did the water come from? And why does it smell like pee in here so bad? So, I don't know. So I just like took like towels and shit and mopped it up and continued to do the tile and stuff like that. And got the tile done. And it's like 4:00. I have, usually we mop everything up by 4:00, go to the, our state computers, fill out our work orders and stuff. And usually we head back to our office by, 4:15 so we can get ready to go home. And so It's after 4 o'clock when I left. And no sooner than I left, my boss calls me and he's like, "Hey, well, how's it coming with that urinal?" And I'm like, "Well, I got the tile up and everything's drying. It's got to dry for 24 hours. Why? Are they complaining?" And he goes, "Yeah, I just got a phone call from up there and they're complaining about the urinal not getting done in a timely manner." And I was like, "Well, they can go kick rocks for all I care." So,
See, that's about the
and he
time I
kinda
would have been like, they've just been pissing on the floor, man. So like, fuck them.
yeah, well, I would like to say that, but like, you know, what if I'm wrong and then some people get in trouble over it, you know? I don't know for sure because it's hard to say. Um,
Really don't know if it is.
I don't know.
A
I
wet
tried to
spot
like,
that exists only near a urinal that smells like piss. If it
but
walks like piss and talks like piss, it's probably piss.
yeah, but it's hard to tell because you have a opening where the urinal's at, and that sewage smell. There's nothing to stop it from coming out. So maybe I'm just smelling that, and the water just I don't know where the fuck it came from. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I was gonna say that's the problem though. Is where did the water?
I don't know where the water came from unless somebody, flooded the toilet, and somehow it dried from the urinal to the toilet. I don't know. It was just really suspicious water, and I tried to like soak it up with white towel to see if it had like a yellow tinge to it or something, but it was too hard to tell because the floor is super fucking dirty, because I've been working there. Um, but I don't know. Uh, I don't know. I am gonna mention it to my boss, but I'm gonna tell him that I don't know for sure. So
Just
there's nothing I
wait until tomorrow when you go to hang up the urinal or whatever the next part of your quest is.
right.
And
It'll be hanging.
if
Yeah.
there's a puddle again tomorrow, then it's not a question.
Right, exactly. That was my thing. I'm going to go in there tomorrow, and if there's a puddle again, I'm gonna go get my boss. And I'm gonna say, "Okay, hey, this is what's happening. You come up and see what you think."
Yeah.
And if he comes up and he's like, "That's piss," then we're gonna go to our higher ups and we're gonna be like, "Hey, this is a problem. This is gonna be addressed," And there are some dudes on this camp you really don't want to piss off. Yeah. So yeah, especially when you're messing with the DPW guys, because we're the guys that take care of everything regarding buildings. You don't want to piss us off because we could just be like, "No,
I enjoy
we're
pissing
not
you
gonna
off.
fix
What
it."
do you mean?
Yeah, well, I'm not in charge of your toilets and
That's
stuff
true.
and the well-being of your building, so we could just let your building fall apart.
Oh, my dryer tried to catch on fire.
What?
Well, so I guess it was my fault. But yeah. So I couldn't figure out for the life of me what the fuck the problem was. So I washed like my bedding yesterday,
Uh-huh.
and for whatever reason, like I had put everything in the dryer at like 8 p.m. That's
Mhm.
close. But for whatever reason, like all fucking night, the dryer would shut off like every 5 minutes, and I couldn't figure out why. Like, and it was telling me to check the vent. So it's like, okay, I'll check the vent. And the vent's perfectly clean. But like, so I looked in and the vent, like, so this dryer, the like lint trap in the vent is on like the front where the door is for some reason.
Yep.
That's awful. Because also it vents out the back. So you're pushing air all the way through that makes no fucking sense.
That's how
Like
my
that
dryer is.
That's not how anything works, but okay, whatever. Like
Is
that's
it a
just
Whirlpool
stupid.
or whatever the fuck?
Yeah. Awful.
Yeah, it's the same dryer I have.
When I get my own, like, I own a place and I have to buy a washer dryer, won't be Whirlpool. What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie. Probably everything I buy will be LG or Samsung, but whatever. Unimportant. Not. So it kept shutting off every 5 minutes. So I like checked, and so like where the vent goes in, a bunch of shit was getting trapped like in the holes that go to the vent before it hits the like lint trap.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, whatever. I went and got my vacuum, vacuumed that out. I'm like, all right, maybe that's good enough. And then like 8 more times it would shut off after 5 minutes. It's like, what the fuck is going on? So I took my dryer apart and like fully cleaned it. And like, so where the lint trap is, when you pop the entire lint trap off, the only place where there's wires that there would be a sensor, there was a bunch of shit in there. How it got there, I have no clue. So I vacuumed that out and I'm like, cool, we're good now, right? Like that should have fixed it. Start the dryer, sit down, and the fucking noise happens that tells me to stop drying. I about fucking chucked my desk. I was upset. So I go, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I run it again, and it fucks up again. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. It's got to be dry enough. It's only been 12 hours. It's 8 a.m. It's got to be close, right? It was a pretty damp sleep. But like blanket was really warm when I was carrying it back to my room. I'm like, man, this kind of smells burnt. What I figured out is my blanket is too big for my fucking dryer. So the blanket itself was just blocking the vent. So the vent was thinking it was clogged and causing all these problems. So the blanket was trying to catch on fire. I was like, man, this smells charred. That's weird.
Is it nylon or is it cotton?
I have no idea.
Is it like silky or is it like a?
Not real. It's probably like a blend.
Yeah, or a polyester.
Something. Yep.
So it'll melt before it fucking.
Yeah. Or whatever's in it, because I'm sure it's not actual like wool or whatever. So I'm sure whatever's in it could have been also. But it's like, all right, I'm glad I stopped, I guess. Because then I put my clothes in the dryer that had been waiting, and dryer worked fine. So, yeah. Apparently, if I want to wash my bedding, I have to go home.
I don't know.
That's pretty garbage. But apparently that's going to have to be the strategy because because their dryer doesn't vent stupidly.
Let's say we've washed our sheets and we've washed 2 sheets at a time and they're big king size sheets.
I was going to say, I had my 1 sheet because I don't do 2 sheets because I think it's fucking stupid. Because I can't layer blankets for whatever reason. I just end up losing both of them somehow. So I can't do the top sheet thing because it just is a extra layer that fucks me up. So just the 1 sheet and then the blanket. That was it. And then I took the sheet out because it was dry. So then it was just the blanket. Fucking king size comforters too big for the dryer, I guess, or something. I don't know. But fuck. That was annoying.
You'll have to air dry it.
Where? Blanket's bigger than my fucking house. No. Bigger than my fucking house. I don't know how that would work. Yeah, I don't know. It was certainly a time. But I was sitting there like, okay, I tore the dryer apart. This shit isn't working. When I put my clothes in, I was like, I swear to fuck, if this dryer turns off and I have to put in a maintenance request, I'm going to freak the fuck out. Because it's also like, I don't know, if there's something wrong with the dryer, I'm not 100% sure that the maintenance guy could fix it. Not because I doubt their skills, but because like nothing is actually repairable anymore.
Exactly.
So like,
and if you do, it'd just be cheaper to just buy a new one.
Half the time, yeah. Like, it fucking sucks. Right to repair is important. World. I blame John Deere for all of this.
Right? Exactly.
No, like, actually, though.
Those guys are bastards.
I was going to say, I guess you would understand this just as well as I do. Me. I just hear about it because when we're talking about right to repair with tech stuff, it always comes back to, yeah, because John Deere's a cunt, we don't get to repair our tech.
Right. Yeah, there's the reason why my former boss went completely Case IH, because you could
Yeah.
actually work on those.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. So dumb.
Nothing dumber than having to load your big ass tractor up onto a big ass trailer and haul it all the way, 45 minutes to town to drop it off at a John Deere dealership just for them to sit there on it for a month
Yeah.
and not get it fixed. And then you're out all that time without that tractor that you could
Yeah.
have been using it for planting your fields. And it's not like you can just wait forever. You have a time frame to plant. So
Yeah. Yeah.
fuck those guys.
John Deere is Apple's the same now. Nintendo's even worse. I know you're not the biggest Nintendo guy, but if there are any Switch games you want to play, buy a physical copy and then download it. Don't buy a Switch. Nintendo changed their one of their agreements to where if you like mess with your Switch at all, they have the ability to just make it stop working. They can brick your console.
Yep.
For no reason. It's like, I don't like that.
Kind of dirty.
Yep, it's awful. So fuck Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to play Nintendo games, maybe ethically sail the seven seas or unethically, whatever. The thing with piracy, or sailing the seven seas, as it were, is you get to decide what you think is okay about it and what you're willing to try to defend in court. And I stand by, if I buy a copy of the fucking game and then emulate it, fuck you. You got your money for the stupid game, and I get to play the stupid game. There you go. I feel like that's okay. But you might think none of it's okay, and I guess get stuck owning a Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
I could never. I did once. I owned a Switch, played Breath of the Wild, and then my Switch just sat there for years. Then I sold it.
Fair enough.
I've talked about wanting like a Steam Deck or a ROG Ally or, one of those handheld computers, as it were. I think I'm a little concerned now because I've looked into it more, but the announcement of it had me really excited. Because Xbox is teaming up with Asus for an ROG Ally Xbox Ally. The naming is awful. They just added Xbox into the middle of it somewhere. But basically, it is an upgraded version of Windows that was created by the Xbox team so that it would work better on handhelds and run games better. So you have access to all of your like Xbox and Game Pass games, but you can also just download Steam and play all your Steam games. So it's better than most of the other handhelds because most of the other ones all run on Linux and can't run anything Xbox related, which is unfortunate when you have Game Pass because that's a lot of free games that are just sitting there that you could play. And that's nice for a handheld that, let's be honest, I'm not going to use that often, but like when you go on trips and shit, it's nice to be able to just, I want to play a game. Bam. Baldur's Gate. Let's go.
That'd be nice, yeah.
Yeah. I want it. I want it bad. If it's what I was thinking it was when I watched the announcement and not what I've been hearing more recently, I want it bad.
Fair enough.
I got judged for this. Yesterday, a bunch of people were doing, like ranking their top 25, like favorite games all time.
Yeah.
And I did it and I'm getting judged. Because I just started playing Expedition 33 on Friday. Friday. That game is fucking incredible, dude.
What is Expedition 33?
You're just going to have to look it up. It's a turn-based, like, the combat is turn-based. It's an RPG. It's It's set in its own world. It's very convoluted. I think you should just play it. It is. I've already put it in my top 3, and I'm not even halfway done.
Really?
It is so sick. So the combat is turn-based, like Baldur's Gate, but it adds like real-time events. So when you're doing attacks, you have to like do real-time timing events to make the attacks better or worse. You have to like real-time dodge, even though it's turn-based. So it's like no matter what, you get to do damage. You don't get stuck for 20 minutes only being able to dodge because it's turn-based. Yeah, dude, the mechanics are so much different than any other game I've ever played, and it's so incredible. Also, the cast of voice actors is incredible. Yes, it's Claire Obscure's Expedition 33, and Claire Obscure is not spelled correctly, but that's... I love that you're writing it down instead of just looking at it on Steam. You're literally at your computer. You could just see.
Yeah, but I don't want to open anything and, screw up the
I see.
podcast somehow.
I see. Yeah. But, so, outside of Expedition 33, because you would have never guessed that because you'd never heard of it, what do you think was in my top 5?
Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
And then you said Expedition 33 is one of them.
Yeah.
Call of Duty. The one you've been talking about on TikTok. Which one's that?
Black Ops 3. That's the YouTube video from early this year. I just cut it up and trying a new thing. That's why I'm using the Clips channel. My real TikTok basically has to be dead. I lose followers every time I post, but I like using the follower number to help get me into things. So I'm just going to stop posting on it and use the other 2 accounts for everything.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Sorry.
I'm going to say Star Wars: The Old Republic.
No, that one is on here, but it's at like 15.
Okay, so 3. I'm up to 3.
Yeah.
Is there any like sports ones?
Like
WWE?
No, not a single sports game.
Okay.
I play them a lot, but most of the time I don't actually think they're that good. It's just...
I wasn't sure. I didn't think so, but...
Right.
Is there more than one Call of Duty?
Yes, there are 3 technically. So Black Ops 3 is at number 4. Then one's at 10 and one's at 25.
So Modern Warfare and World at War.
Nope.
Oh. Black Ops 1.
Nope.
Or 2.
Black Ops 2.
Okay, Black Ops 2. And
which one did we play together the most?
Black Ops 4?
Yep. That's the one I put at 25.
Trying to think which one did Blackout come out with?
Yep. Those good
That was
times.
another thing I was going to bring up. Is Blackout, are they coming out with a Blackout 2?
There's rumors. I don't know. But there's rumors. So. I don't know if I'd trust it. Like, even if they announced that Blackout's coming out, I don't know if I'd trust it. Yeah, it's Blackout, but you've got loadouts and everything's changed and it's not Blackout anymore. It's just Warzone again, but we're calling it Blackout because it'll get you fuckers to shut up. It won't.
Right.
No, the other thing in my number 1 is Baldur's Gate 3. It is so fun. What am I at hours wise in Baldur's Gate 3 now? I mean, it still won't be even close to like Fortnite yet. It might be getting there.
Fortnite.
Fortnite is at 6.
Oh.
Where is Baldur's Gate 3? I am now... Ooh, I finally passed 500 hours. Which is kind of low, but... Because, again, remember, I didn't start playing Fortnite on my PC until, like, Season 8. So there's a lot of Fortnite not listed here. But I have... Where the fuck is this game? Just on my PC, I have almost 1,300 almost 1,300 hours on Fortnite.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It's weird that Baldur's... The craziest part about that, Baldur's Gate has been out for like 2 years.
Yep.
Fortnite's been out for 8. I'm halfway there in 2 years to what I've done in 8 on another game.
Oh my god.
That's the crazy part. That's the part that's not normal.
Is Valorant on your list somewhere?
No. But number 2 is one you haven't guessed yet, and I don't know if you would. It's Detroit Become Human.
Oh yeah.
The game's so good. And then number 5 is Minecraft.
Oh.
Can't forget Minecraft. Then you got both of the Norse God of Wars are on there. Portal 2, Jedi Survivor, Halo 2, Oblivion, Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
I was gonna bring up a Halo.
Both Force Unleashed games, Red Dead 2, Fallout 4, GoldenEye, gotta hit them with a bit of a throwback. And then Skyrim, Spider-Man, Ghostwire Tokyo, Immortals of Avium, and that's it, because you guessed the other ones.
Well, I feel like I did pretty good.
Yeah.
I guess 3 of them right off the bat, so.
True. So, the Rockies...
Oh, God.
This is so interesting. I found out something else that might go in a YouTube video. I guess I'll just say that now. I'm trying to figure out... I tried to record a YouTube video for it, but I only got like 3 minutes in, and I was like, I'm kind of out of things to talk about, so I need to sit back and think about this more, or just make it like a YouTube short, because it's interesting information, but I don't know if there's 10 or more minutes of information to pull out of it. But in Major League Baseball history, there have only been 6 players to hit for the cycle. So that's single, double, triple, home run, all in the same game. Only 6 players have done that by hitting the home run to walk off a game, to like win the game.
Yep.
Only happened 6 times. It has only happened twice since 1985. Both of those 2 times were by Rockies. If a walk-off cycle happens, 33% of the time it's a Colorado Rocky. If I had a nickel, if I had a nickel for every time the Rockies hit a walk-off to complete the cycle, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't much, but it's weird that it happened twice.
You got to make that like bigger, not like $1 million every time you have it. That way it's like, substantial.
Right. But yeah, that was an interesting thing to find out. And one of the Rockies is the only guy to ever hit a grand slam to walk off the game to complete the cycle. Very weird. Yeah. Then this weekend, the Rockies played the Braves in Atlanta.
Yeah.
The Rockies, weirdly, as much as they've sucked and like have lost like 8 games in a row in Atlanta, the Rockies, as well as the Dodgers, are still the only 2 teams that have winning records against Atlanta in their new stadium. The Rockies suck, but they're better than the Braves. Friday night, the Rockies struck out 19 times. You only get 27 outs in baseball. That's a lot of strikeouts. Then Saturday, maybe that was Saturday and then Sunday. Unimportant which days are which. The second day, they struck out 16 times, but won the game 10-1. I don't fucking understand baseball sometimes. I don't know how you do that.
I low-key want to just try like 10 times, get 10 chances to hit a ball from a professional pitcher.
You wouldn't touch it.
Major League Baseball.
I'm not even sure you could hit a ball if I was pitching.
I just want to.
I thought you were going to talk about the day we went and hit at the baseball field, and I was like, soft toss doesn't count, motherfucker.
No, I'm just talking like, I just want to experience it. Because it's so easy to sit in the stands or sit at home, watch TV, and go, "Fuck, you should have hit that." I just want to go experience it so I can be like, "Bro, you have no fucking clue how hard it is to hit a baseball."
Oh, dude, no, it's ridiculous. It is the hardest thing to do in all of sports. I don't care. Especially, like, dude, I sent you the video of that one pitch Shohei Ohtani threw. You don't hit that on purpose. You get lucky.
Right.
Like, I don't get it. People talk a lot of shit on baseball, and I get it's because that, like, guys like Pablo Sandoval who weigh 300 pounds can be good at baseball where they can't be good at basketball in the same way. And it's like, that's true. Most basketball players can't play fucking baseball, though. Most baseball players can shoot a three. Like, there's levels to it, obviously, because baseball players can't take the hits football players can, obviously. Mm-hmm. But, like, baseball's just different, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, every sport has its own, unique talent. That's why it's a different sport.
And then it's weird because, like, golf is, like, probably the most difficult game to master, but it's also the easiest game to play. Mm-hmm. It takes zero skill. No, even if you don't master it. Me and you can go out and play golf right now successfully. Right.
It's also one of the easiest sports to become a pro at.
That's true.
I mean, you can be considered a pro and not be on TV. So that's why I feel like it's one of the easiest sports to be a pro at. Now, is it an easy sport to make money at? So, like big money? Not so much.
Right. I think we talked about this. A couple weeks ago, there's this guy on Twitter who claims to be a former scout for the New York Jets, which should tell you all you need to know about his ability to scout players. Former and Jets in the same sentence means you were really bad at what you do. But every time I see him tweet now, it started just once because I was upset at some bullshit he was tweeting, so I quote tweeted it and was like, dude, I'm a Twitch streamer and I still have a higher hit rate on players than you. Pipe down. I've decided anytime I see him tweet, I'm just going to tweet some shit like that until he blocks me or responds in some kind of way, but he can't respond because I'm right. I have a higher hit rate on whether a player is good or not than he does. But he keeps talking shit on JJ McCarthy for some reason.
I've seen it. I've seen the Twitch.
So I'm like, yeah, maybe people will actually take you serious when you can be right about more prospects than a Twitch streamer. Until then, pipe down.
Mm-hmm.
Pipe down.
I've seen that.
To be fair, I'm not the average Twitch streamer, but goddamn, dude, this guy, he also thinks Caleb Williams is already a bust, even though he had better numbers than any rookie QB last year. Yeah, but the Bears didn't win. Wins aren't a quarterback stat. Never have been. Yes, the quarterback does have the most impact on whether a team wins or not. But, like, how do you look at the Thanksgiving game in Detroit?
Look at Joe Burrow.
Right. But even for Caleb, how do you look at the Thanksgiving game in Detroit where he drove his team down and got inside the 20 but ran out of time because his coach didn't know how to call a timeout?
Right.
He put them in a position where they could have won.
Yep.
Like, that's not his fault. Yeah. The 3 times the Bears had a field goal get blocked that would have won them the game, Caleb did everything he needed to do. Not his fault. And I feel like I can't get called biased because I'm a Vikings fan and I'm hyping up the Bears quarterback. Mm-hmm. Now for JJ, I guess you can call me biased, but I'm just not stupid. I'm not sitting here saying he's the second coming of Brady, but like this idea that he's going to be trash. No, he's not. You're saying he's going to be worse than Nick Mullins? Like I don't. There's no shot. There's no world. Ugh.
Well,
I enjoy going to this guy's Twitter and seeing all the dumb shit he writes.
I got it.
What? Oh, right. You've got things to open. Jedi sent
Jedi?
Wonder a birthday present.
Yep, early birthday present. So
Almost
he wanted
a
me
month
to
early.
open it on stream. So I'm gonna go do that now.
Yep. He wanted it opened on the podcast, so it'll live for some time.
I'm gonna read what it says on the package first. Warning: to avoid danger of suffocation. Oh, I don't want to read that. Apparently this package is completely recycled
Nice.
plastic. Okay, cool. I like it.
Fourth wall.
Jedi's got this cool little sticker on there.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what's in here. Feels like some kind of article of clothing or something.
Wow. Good work.
All right, what we got here.
One day he'll show it to the camera.
I'm getting there. I'm trying to see what it. I'm making sure it doesn't say anything like.
Valid.
No.
Yeah.
If you can.
All right, Wonder.
Read it.
Guess that ass whooping. I knew what it was. We had talked about it one night,
Well,
but yeah.
yeah. Goes another shirt to add to my collection.
There you go.
That's my girlfriend. She's kind of annoyed at the amount of shirts I have from my former or my current streaming partners.
Why is she mad at my merch? Is great. The fuck is she upset about?
That's not what she is upset about. It's the fact that I have more shirts than a female.
Well, don't worry. Give it a couple months, you'll buy some more.
Mm-hmm. I have a lot of shirts.
That's okay.
Like a lot.
Well, to be fair, you still fit into the same shirts you wore in middle school, so you've had a lot of time to collect.
Exactly.
Like,
exactly.
And
so,
what's the point of throwing out perfectly good clothes that still fit?
right.
Like,
exactly. You never know. Your washing machine might break down. You have to go a while with,
For sure.
Because I wear the same damn shirts over and over and over again. But it's kind of nice. Like, you get to where it's like, oh, shit, I've been busy. I haven't been able to wash clothes. I still have shirts.
Yeah. Yep. I get you.
But anyway, thanks, Jedi. Shout out to you. I will most definitely wear this shirt. Because it's also black, and black is slimming. So I don't look so fat. I've got the dad bod going, and sometimes in colorful shirts that don't look that good. Alrighty.
Yeah. There you go.
Got to the side.
Merry Shirtmas.
Yep.
Continuing talking about baseball for a bit. My favorite stats are things like this because they just make no fucking sense. Jordan Beck hit a ball 420 feet for an out. Would have been a home run in any ballpark other than Coors Field. Conversely, his next at bat, he hit a pop-up single that would have been caught for an out 99.99% of the time, according to Next Gen Stats. Baseball. This thing should have been a home run anywhere else you hit the ball. Wasn't. Fuck you. This thing should have been caught anywhere else in any other time in history. Wasn't. How does that make sense? Because fuck you. That's why. I think that should be the motto of baseball. Baseball. Because fuck you. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta go to another baseball game on Saturday. Gotta go get
Baseball.
another. Oh,
because you hate your life anyway.
So this is like a shockingly high quality bobblehead, by the way. I am a little
sure
upset.
You showed that on the last one. cost extra money to have tattoo on there.
Well, I also just wonder if it was like, I don't know. There's issues with tattoos sometimes. Like
Right.
CM Punk doesn't have like his most famous tattoo in WWE games. He has the Pepsi logo tattooed on his arm, and they don't animate him with it, which is so weird. Because if it's like a copyright issue and like whatever, I would like kind of get it. But also like, why doesn't he have to cover it for like TV and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't it be the same thing? Like, I don't know. It's just free advertising, man.
Exactly.
I don't know.
That confuses me too. Nothing makes sense in this world anymore.
No. That also has me upset. I get that he's a Rocky and nobody cares about the Rockies, but Hunter Goodman has been like actually incredible this year, and he's barely top 5 in All-Star votes as a catcher. But he currently leads all catchers in hits and triples, and he leads National League catchers in home runs, doubles, and RBIs. And he's not even top 5. Why? Make it make sense. The Rockies have one good player. Show him appreciation. Then I see some bullshit. No Rockies player deserves to be an all-star. That's just, number one, baseball requires every team has an all-star. That is how it works. No matter what, you have an all-star representative at the all-star game. Trust me, I hate how much they suck just as much as the next guy. And I hate Dick Monfort, though a little less lately. Like, I hate the way the team looks currently, but also it's because I think the guy has to recoup some assets a little bit. I just realized in 2022, he spent over $500 million to try to fix the team. Now, those players he spent that money on have been worth -9 WAR, which means not an average player, but a replacement level player would make them like 9 times better. Just one. But hey, sometimes you swing big and you miss. But like Monfort's only worth like a total of like $800 million. So like he might just need a minute. Since everybody sucks.
Fair.
In a way that's not entirely his fault. But also, I can still be mad about all of the other decisions. Like, why is your analytics department 2 people? Baseball is only analytics and has only been analytics since 2002. The numbers, Mason, what do they mean? Hire an analytics department and you'd know, you fuck. God. Oh, I couldn't figure out why. I've been trying to watch the game on my other monitor and it keeps fucking up. Man, it resets itself sometimes and like starts from the beginning, which means you get like 20 minutes of the same ad because MLB TV is a weird app. But yeah, so very sad. Last time I had seen the game actively happening, the Rockies were winning 2-0 and now they're losing 4-3.
No. I mean, it's still.
Hey, they're still there. But also it started raining, so.
I was going to ask you, how's the weather over there?
Oh, I don't know if it's raining in Denver. They're playing in DC.
I see.
But I think the weather's been fine. Supposedly it's been all hot. I don't know.
Last few days we've gotten lucky and the storms have just barely missed us.
Is that lucky?
It just pummels Nebraska, so. I mean, I don't know.
It's waning in DC.
It rains there a lot.
I don't know if it's actually in DC. It's the Washington Nationals, but I don't know like if they're just like the Commanders. They don't actually play in DC. They're going to now though. They're building a new stadium, which is good. No more pipe bursts and poop falling on people. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I keep seeing people respond to that with like how good he's been. Oh my God. Looks to me like he's the 5th best catcher in the National League based off of the popularity contest that is fan votes for the All-Star game. I don't trust the fans to know who the best anything is. The fuck we talking about? You ask NFL fans right now, and none of them will agree that, people won't say that Mahomes is the best quarterback in football. You're wrong.
It's Aaron Rodgers.
Die.
At least I didn't say Josh Allen.
Slightly more respectable. Still wrong, but.
Right. At least I just show bias there. Who knows? Maybe after the next couple of years, McCarthy.
That'd be sick.
Be sad.
What?
For me.
What? So Dove Kleiman he claims to be a NFL reporter, but he's actually just a dumb cunt. But so he posted every NFL team's most disappointing player. You've got some that make sense. Kirk Cousins for the Falcons, Justin Tucker for the Ravens for 2 reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Deontay Johnson for the Panthers, Deshaun Watson for the Browns. Last year, so this is all based on last year. Javonte Williams for the Broncos. Then it also includes guys like Isaiah Pacheco, even though he got hurt. So that doesn't make sense. Brandon Ayuk, but he got hurt, so that doesn't make sense. But then let's just go over some names here. Most disappointing. You've got Russell Wilson, who led the Steelers to the playoffs. That's disappointing, I guess. You've got Derek Carr, who was like 5-0 for the Saints before he got hurt, so that doesn't make sense. You've got Trevor Lawrence. I don't think Trevor Lawrence has ever been the problem in Jacksonville, but hey, you've got CJ Stroud, who won the division, and didn't they win a playoff game? I don't know. Apparently that's disappointment. You've got Dak Prescott, even though he got hurt. You've got Cole Kmet for the Bears, who's a top 10 tight end. Dalton Kincaid for the Bills, for some reason. But the Vikings one is the interesting one. The one that's driving me the most insane. Because Ivan Pace.
What?
Yeah. Oh, this guy who's been a top 10 linebacker since coming in as an undrafted free agent. He's a disappointment because he missed like 3 games. And the 3 games he missed are like the 3 games they lost.
Apparently you're just a disappointment if you're ever injured ever in the NFL, because apparently it's not a contact sport or something, a physical sport.
Fucking crazy.
I just want somebody, if he breaks an ankle or something walking down the sidewalk, to somebody just walks by and go, "You're a disappointment for breaking your ankle."
Yeah, dude. Especially when there are real answers. Like Garrett Bradbury's right there. Ed Ingram is right there. Ridiculous. Ty Chandler is right there. I'm just racking my brain about who's on this team.
I don't know.
Was disappointing.
Here's an idea. Aaron Rodgers is right there.
Well, he was picked for the Jets.
Oh.
Yeah.
You didn't say that.
No, I didn't list every player because it did. Some of them are either right or just like, I don't know, the Bengals pick is Zach Moss. Who cares that their running back 3 was disappointing? Fucking, ooh. That means nothing to me. But most of it is guys got hurt. Or they just actually weren't bad, which also doesn't make any sense. But yeah, in the comment section, you've got Packers fans even being like, well, that's just stupid. When the Packers fans are agreeing with us, you know you're wrong. Awful, dude. Every time Dove Kleiman tweets, the world's IQ lowers.
Mine can't get much lower, so.
It does, though.
I don't think negative IQ is a thing.
It's gonna be if Dove Kleiman doesn't stop fucking talking. It's awful. Love that. The Vikings just randomly posting about Justin Jefferson, and it's just most receiving yards prior to turning 23, 24, 25, 26. And then it just shows like that all those have a check mark, and then 27, it's just an hourglass.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Only a matter of time.
Crazy. It's ridiculous that the dude's only 26.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. He's been in the league for 5 years. That's just wild. Okay, it's still never going to be as wild as Sam Darnold, though. Sam Darnold got drafted in 2018. How old do you think he is?
28.
Yeah. But dude's been in the league for 8 years. That's not normal. It's not. He was the youngest player to ever be drafted.
Mm-hmm.
So,
right.
Lamar's also only 28. Same draft class. Lamar was only like 3 months older. But
it's a heck of a draft class.
Yeah. Especially now that Darnold's good, because that just really means there was only one shitty quarterback in that class. Poor Josh Rosen.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, not poor. Dude was drafted 9th overall and was like, I'm going to make everybody regret not taking me. It's, dude, you're a top 10 pick. Stop pretending you're a victim. Even if you want to have that mentality, that one you don't need to say. That doesn't give you the look you think it does. Fuck, Baker.
Especially if it doesn't work out.
I was going to say, Baker was the first overall pick. And yet his entire career, he's acted like and worked like he was the underdog that no one wanted. Even though he was the guy that everybody wanted. He went number 1. Like, but he didn't have to say it out loud. He didn't have to be like, yeah, well, nobody actually, like, he didn't say some dumb shit that just makes you look bad. Oh, that's tough. Apparently, early minicamp stuff, Darnold has not been good. Which is tough. And I'm not even going to blame Darnold.
Broken.
No. Broke him.
Yeah.
Vikings fixed him. The Seahawks are breaking him. I don't know. It's almost like not having an offensive genius calling your plays makes your life a little harder.
True.
And it's almost like not having Justin Jefferson makes life a little harder. Yes, JSN and Cooper Kupp are very good. Jordan Addison and Jettas are both better. They just are. As much as I have my problems with Jordan Addison and would still be cool with us trading him, I was really thinking he'd get traded before the draft, and I was really thinking the Bills were going to give us their first-round pick for Jordan Addison. I really was. I could feel it. Though that still might happen next year.
Yeah, hard to say.
Because that's the other thing is Addison's still on like his guaranteed rookie contract, not even his player option year yet.
Uh-huh.
So it might just be like, well, we kind of have this like, you know, top 20 receiver, but we're paying him not top 20 money. We'll just take advantage of that for a little while longer. Then ship him up to Buffalo, where at least when he drives drunk, there's no people around. And his car probably won't move because of the 6 feet of snow.
I was about to say his car won't move because it's just buried.
Yeah. That's good. That's a good place for him.
He can drive his snowmobile drunk.
Nice. That's crazy. Since entering the league, Justin Jefferson ranks top 5 in catches, where he's 4th, receiving yards, where he's 1st, total receiving EPA at 1st, defensive pass interference calls drawn, he's 2nd, yards gained from defensive pass interference, he's 1st, yards per route run versus man, he's 3rd, yards per route run versus zone, he's 5th, receiving first downs, he's 3rd, and 25-plus yard receptions, he's 1st. But I thought Jamar Chase was the better big play threat. Crazy. Might be the greatest. What? Of course, the Packers fans now trying to call wins a wide receiver stat. Oh, yeah? Well, how many playoff wins does Justin Jefferson have? It's like, all of them. Did we watch the Detroit and Rams games last year where Jefferson was wide open every play and Darnold just forgot how to throw it to him? Remember, based on the way the Lions defense played, if the Vikings had a competent quarterback in that moment, the Vikings win by 40.
Mm-hmm.
I watched Justin Jefferson get overthrown 4 times in the end zone when there wasn't a guy within 10 yards. But then I had to listen to Lions fans tell me how they locked him down. They didn't lock shit.
Sam Darnold's brain just broke.
And hopefully that gets better for him moving forward. I don't exactly think it will, but hopefully. Like, I'm rooting for Sam. Last year was fun. I have no ill will. Unlike with Cuzzo. Fuck that guy. Hate that guy.
Cuzzo was just good enough to piss you off.
Yep. Because he never crumbled like that. Weirdly, Cuzzo was actually good in the big moment like that. He would crumble weirdly in games that didn't matter. And that was the worst part. But like, it's all but how many times were you winning playoff games? It's like Cuzzo won with us. And then against the 49ers played well. It's just the Niners were a better team. Fine. And then the Giants year, Cuzzo, as much as we all blame him for the like TJ Hawkinson end of game bullshit, Cuzzo also threw for 350 yards, 3 touchdowns, and put up 33 points. That should be enough to win you a playoff game. Like, he did enough. Not his fault. Ed Donatel is a war criminal.
War criminal.
Ed Donatel, you know what? Fuck it. Ed Donatel's a terrorist, and I will accept nothing else.
He's just an ist.
Okay.
Yep. Ist.
What the fuck?
I gotta go play a college football game.
Why?
Because we couldn't play it yesterday.
Why?
Because dude was working.
Why? Who does that?
Beats me. I don't know.
Crazy.
I don't know.
Crazy. Who wants to play college football? There's a new one
don't
coming
know.
out soon.
It's our last
Season.
like season.
You
And
gonna
then
make
everybody-
the national championship or not? You be losing.
I don't know. I'm 4-0 right now, so my best start I've had.
Win the natty and then just don't join the league next year. Go out on top. Retire
Well,
as the greatest.
I don't know. I might have to because, like, I might have to join because they're thinking about just only doing 1-star like schools,
Yeah.
and therefore Wyoming would actually exist. So it'd be nice to actually be able to play Wyoming and not get not get shit kicked. That, or maybe I'll be a traitor and pick Boise.
Ew, don't do that. The field
Piss
would
people
hurt
off.
your eyes every time you play
Yeah.
that game.
Piss people off and just, all blue uniforms on an all blue field. I feel like that's a cheat. The scam. Can't even look at your screen. But
Yikes. Yeah, all right. I don't know if there's anything else to talk about. I don't know what this episode was. Episode 279. They pissed on the floor is what I think I'm going to title this one. From the beginning.
Yep, they did.
I love how you got confused. Like you forgot the thing you told me.
Well, just the titling it that way. I mean, I was thinking like, I don't know, just floor piss. But I guess they pissed on the floor works.
Something will work or it won't. Say bye to the people, Wonder.
Okay. That's all we got.
Yeah. So thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.